Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
Funny this happened when your boy Shannon Sharpe, bro. He is, being accused in this new lawsuit. Tony Bugsby, the guy who went after Diddy, Jay-Z, is now going after Shannon Sharpe. Now, this woman's pretty much claiming that in 2004, 2025, that he, SA'd her, her to people without his consent. It's funny because we kind of almost seen this coming.
Yep.
I'm not sure where this is going to go, but it's just like I don't know, man. I'm at a loss for words, bro. What's your thoughts on this?
Um, People better be real careful when they want to be famous and they want to be in the public spotlight because this is the kind of shit that comes with it. These are the type of targets that are immediately put on your back in 2023, 24, 25 when you are a celebrity. Now, one, let me be perfectly honest, all of this is alleged. I mean, we want to make sure we do our due diligence in court and make sure that we respect the victims and all that. But fuck all that. I think she's lying. I think this is a money grab. Clearly, this is a money grab. Shannon Sharpe is not, this isn't his first go around in the public spotlight. He was an NFL superstar. He's one of the greatest tight ends to ever live. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. He's been around women, money, and this type of shit his entire life. It wasn't until all of a sudden Club Shay Shay's popping. He's all over the place. He has the spotlight. He has the fame. He has the notoriety. Okay, yeah, let's go get some of that money. And it's not surprising what it does for his all of his endorsements, what it does for all of his podcasts, his shows, him being this media darling, what it does for that will be a very big question mark, and we'll see what happens after that. But and we'll see what kind of steps he takes in defending himself in this situation. But I'm not surprised one bit, and this you get a target on your back when you ask for all that spotlight. It comes with it.
Yeah, and it almost like you said, it seemed like it's something that comes with it now. It's like hot dogs and a fried hamburger and French fries. That's what's coming with it. But it's just a little what I want to say. He kind of almost set the table for it. It seems like, and this is the theme is the same over and over. And I think that it's like a test for them. It's a litmus test to see, like, how far will this go? Like, all right, if we accuse, because remember with the Bill Cosby and certain things, like it trickled down. For
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z, it froze.
Mm-hmm.
For some
Mm-hmm.
guys, it trickles down. It's a trickle down effect. It's like, okay, let's see what happens. Is it going to be snuffed out or is it going to continue to grow like a fire? And once it continues to grow like a fire, and if some truth to it, or maybe it's not, just more people start coming out to accuse a particular person, then endorsements are in jeopardy, shows are in jeopardy. People want to pull back from you. And even Jay-Z, it didn't look like it was a lot of damage, but behind the scenes, he lost
Yeah.
a lot of future. He even talked about a lot of future endorsement deals. A lot of people thinking, this didn't want to be associated with that brand. Remember, all this is brands,
Mm-hmm.
brands doing business with brands. So if you got major, people that are putting ads, on Club Shay Shay, they may not want to be associated with that. I don't think it's there yet, but it can always have that effect. And I think when the people are reaching out to these attorneys are like, all right, let's see if we can get a settlement out of this. Maybe y'all did have sex. Maybe y'all did this. Maybe whatever. Let's see where this goes. You going for 50 million? Maybe we'll get 1.2. Maybe we'll get three.
Mm.
Or everybody doesn't do what Jay Z did. Some guys are just quiet about it and they tuck off into their little circles and they don't, say anything. So let's see how proactive he is in fighting this case. He shouldn't be talking about it on his show right now, unless it's warranted. Everything should be done behind the scenes, unless it gets to the point where it's like, all right, yo, this bitch is lying. I gotta say something about this.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think he's going to do? Because we've seen people like Dr. Cosby, Diddy, even R. Kelly to a certain degree. We've seen people kind of quote unquote allowed to play out, and we've seen them get absolutely drugged. Those three names in particular did or are currently doing jail time. And then we've seen a Jay-Z kind of go at it and combat it right on, and put the fire out his own self. What do you think Shannon Sharpe in the situation does? Knowing his personality, given how we see him on the football field, how we seen him behind a microphone. We know what kind of dude he is when it comes to the camera. What do you think his course of action is when it comes to defending himself? You think he's quiet and sits on his hands, or you think he's out here like, yo, this is bullshit?
I think it's a generic response. I think right now anything outside of that could be dangerous because it's like when any with these when with these type of cases when you start speaking, everything is being used against you. Everything is being used as ammo. Unless you have an attorney that's going to review. That's why people put out these generic scripted statements because it's all been attorney reviewed, publicist reviewed. It's not going to admit to any guilt. It's not going to give the opposing side any ammunition against you. Him just freestyling up there, well, Ocho, he might slip up and say some shit
Yeah.
with the attorney not being there, or whatever the case may be, or not scripting what he says. He could say something that jeopardizes his defense.
Okay, let me ask you this. So in saying that, because you get on Shay Shay, I mean, it's different than First Take where they can kind of script those kind of things out of it. When you was just you and him, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that it could be avoidable, or do you think he should just avoid getting on these shows right now? And if so, what does that say? Like, is he in a little bit of a bind right now with this shit because of how much he's on the TV and on the podcast shit?
Not a little bit. It's just that he's such an outspoken dude. Like that
Right,
he wants to speak about this. Like,
right,
but she lying. She lying. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? No, it ain't coming as my money. You
right.
know what I mean?
He holding that shit sacred. You know, he playing with his money.
Right. Right. But then remember, he had an episode where he was talking about how he wouldn't even get on an elevator with a lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I don't believe,
But
and this is why I don't believe. This is why I in 2024 and him knowing these circumstances of the situation, like I don't see it. This is a money grab, but is it a money grab or is it a image destroyer? Are we out here now in a day and age where it's just more than money? Some people are vindictive and disgusting enough to where you could sleep with them and maybe you didn't want to wife her up or anything, and they're like, "Damn the money, I'm going to destroy your image, and I'm going to get with somebody just to destroy that. If I can't take it from you, then you're not going to get it either." Because that's essentially they taking money and opportunity out of people's pockets merely off of allegations. So do you think we're getting into a day and age where it's like, damn the money, I'm just here to hurt you at this point?
I think it's always about money, but I think it's equally these attorneys understand that if they could get to the image, the destruction of the image, or just tainting the image or tarnishing the image, then in the court of public opinion, it's going to trickle down into the real courts.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that, at some point in time, shit, you may just want to settle to get it out of your hair, like some people have done. It's no coincidence that we see every single time with these black guys, these black people in power, because now he's in power. He got a seat at the table, per se.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sexual allegation. How many times have we said that? They always got to try to paint us as some sexual deviant. That's why I ain't like the sex thing he did with the little joint for the sex pill
For the
joint.
Rose Sparks and shit,
I ain't
yeah,
like it, or whatever the
right.
case may be, because they always trying to put us in that light. We have to protect our image, man. We have to, and that's why another thing is it's good to have a wife, man. People like to clown LeBron and all that, but you don't really hear this stuff about LeBron. He's home with his wife at night.
Yep,
The more women you out here sleeping with, sleeping around, it opens up the door for this type of stuff. If you was home with your wife, you can't nobody can put you anywhere.
that's a fact. This ain't your dad's or your grandpa's day and age of running around where you can go up the street and have a whole different life. Everybody's on everybody, phones are out there, and everybody's out to get you. You can't do shit because God forbid that one person you do something with could be the next person to throw something on you, and then
And
all
then
this
like
shit's out
and
here.
like we always say, it doesn't even matter if it's true. It's the mere allegation. I'll say that again. It doesn't matter if it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's the way that they want to continue to paint us, man. Sexual deviants, thugs, woman beaters, drug addicts, just people that have no control over their emotions, comical comedians, clowns.
Yep.
Like you rarely see like a strong black figure that's taking care of his family, that's not with the bullshit. I mean, not no sexual deviant, running around with chicks shaking their ass, promoting drugs and all this dumb shit. You rarely really, it's out there, but it's not really promoted in the
Right.
society, in
Right.
my opinion. And then when it does, they even get attacked. But I think it's bullshit. When I first seen it, I just laughed. I was like, all right, here we go.
Hmm.
It's your turn. You want this is your initiation, boy. You want to be at a seat at the table with them folk. Here's your initiation.
And and you know what? He probably got the word live on First Take. I'm sure. I don't think they talked about it, but I know he was on First Take earlier. I know he was, and not too long in within those 2 hours, this came down. So it's like, damn. Whew.
Because you make that money, and it's like they want it back, bro. It's like, again, this is very early. It's so premature. But what if somebody else comes out and another person comes out and another person and another person? I mean, it's just like, man, yo, it
Dealing with the
almost,
go ahead.
yeah,
Dealing with
it's
the lawyer. He's
almost. Go ahead, my bad.
no, you good. Dealing with the lawyer he's dealing with. You got to almost expect more women to come out. It's coming.
Think about what do you think about the attorney though? Like the guy Bugsby, is his credibility shot? Like, how dare you? After what you going through with Jay-Z, still bring the suit against somebody? Is this a desperate attempt for Tony Bugsby to save his career?
Yep, I think so. I think it's a attempt to show, okay, I was legit in fighting that case. I was given wrong information, whatever. I'm still out here to fight justice, quote unquote. I'm gonna do my job in getting this woman justice when we already know he's out for another money grab. This is just another way to save face and hopefully save a law firm because Jay-Z cut that shit up, and I'm sure he's still cutting it up behind the scenes. And it's almost like you said, the nerve of you, dog. Really? We just literally cleared our throat from all that Jay-Z bullshit, and here we are with another one, and your name's attached to it yet again. Yet again.
Right,
It's crazy.
right. So you make that now. It's time you got to get them lawyers. And these lawyers cost money, man. These guys ain't paying no $5,000 retainers.
Right.
They paying hundreds of thousands of dollars because there's so much stuff that they got to go through and so much things. Now you got to figure out, see if you was sleeping around. See if you wasn't messing around, you could be like, man, it's some bullshit. But maybe you had 100 partners over the last year, or 50 or 20. Now you got to start going back in your mind and say, okay, who is this for one? And
Hmm.
what really happened that night?
Yep.
And what could she try to use against me? Was
Yep.
we out drinking? Because the lines are blurred now. Was we out drinking or whatever the case may be? They caught us on video here, there, and whatever. Once you get behind those closed doors, a woman could say anything. When the
Yep.
cameras ain't there, she could say, "Look, man, I ain't want to do it that
Right.
night. He made me do it, and you was already with him, and that makes it even twice as hard to defend as opposed to I wasn't even around that bitch. I
Hopefully he
don't even
saved
know her.
hopefully he saved all his text messages because one thing I think is it's a woman he was fucking with. And I don't know, nobody knows,
You
but
sure
I
it was
don't
a
think
woman?
oh,
Wait, no, I'm messing. I don't think- Nah, man.
I hope it ain't none of my business. I ain't hey, whatever he decided, he just we'll find that out too, I guess. But damn.
Yeah,
Um, but nah, he
nah.
I think that he was messing with Shorty. I think that he was he fucked me up. I think he was messing with her, and I think that he may need some more evidence. He may need some text messages. He may need more of an alibi because it might be a situation where you was messing with Shorty. She might have thought she was getting wifed up, and you said, "Nah, I'm on to the next." You know what I mean? I'm on the 36 out of the 100. So it's interesting, man. He better be saving some receipts.
And fellas, do it. If you mess, save them receipts when she was hitting you up and things like that and all that, because you never know when you might have to use it.
Yep.
And you want to be deleting shit like that and all that. Keep them shit somewhere in a lockbox because you
Say
never know.
backlog.